Recently, Jordan Sparks had a chat with a young woman who exploded onto the music scene just a few years ago when she won America's Got Talent. She's a recording artist with over 700 million streams of her work, and she's only 16. Grace VanderWaal.
Okay. Hi, Grace. I am so honored to be talking to you right now. Girl,
what are you talking about?
No, you are so talented, and you are so, you know who you are, and it's such a beautiful thing to see when somebody is young and they're just like, no, this is what I'm doing. This is what I sound like. This is who I am. And it's been so beautiful to watch your journey. How are you?
I'm good. I'm thriving, honestly. Lately, I feel like I've just really found peace, and I'm doing really, really well. How are you?
I'm fantastic. You know, I can't complain. Me and my family, we're good. We're healthy. We're safe. We're sane, surprisingly. It's been really interesting, you know, staying home, and you understand with traveling and all that stuff, and always being on the go, that it can be a little weird pumping the brakes for a second. So I guess I wanted to get your perspective on that, because I know how I feel when things slow down. How does it feel to you?
Honestly, this isn't new for me, because I already do online school and I go on these weird breaks. So my life has always been like this. Like, I'm go, doing something like this, and then just going to online school, barely leaving my house. This is just an extension of, I guess, those periods.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I can relate, actually.
I think that everyone with like a go life can relate with those like up and downs.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel the same way. Like for the past couple of years, it's been that way, where I've been able to work, and then I've been able to take the breaks that are much needed. I'm a homebody anyway. I'm like, I don't have to leave my house.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. It has been kind of crazy, like figuring out how to do it all, even though we're staying at home, like getting that release that sometimes going and leaving the house, that feeling of release that sometimes you get. How do you, I guess cope is kind of a weird word, but I guess we're all coping in some different ways. But like, what's the difference between,
like, adjusting? Yeah,
exactly. We're adjusting, and we're all trying to get used to this new normal. So if this is still the same, what advice, if it's the same for you, rather, I should say, what advice would you give to all the kids that are your age, and everybody who's kind of just in this unknown period? Like, what would you say? What would you do to encourage them?
I think that it's important to kind of accept that this is what is happening right now. Like, there's not much we can do about it. Just stay inside. I feel like the most important thing is just like kind of accepting that, like, okay, cool. Like, this is it. Dreaming, wishing, begging God to be able to like go out and have this all be over with. Like, that will only make you go crazy. I feel like the first step, or what has helped me a lot, is to just like completely not really think about the future, and kind of just live day to day. And just, if you feel drawn to do something, like, absolutely do it, unless you feel drawn to just lay in bed all day. Like, every single thought that goes in your head, like, what if I cooked right now? Like, completely follow that. You know what I mean? And just don't hold yourself back.
You know what? That's actually really good advice, because right now we have all the time to be able to do the things that we want to do them. And I think that that's a special moment, because we usually don't have that. We're full of our school and travel and work, that we don't really have time to go, what do I really want to do right now? I had a question actually about your song Moonlight. It deals a little bit with depression. What was your inspiration behind that?
Moonlight was a really I was like 13 when I wrote that song. And I still, honestly, I can say that that's the only like older song of mine that to this day I still admire. It was such a beautiful release for me. the inspiration behind what's interesting, I feel like, about me or my life is I have never personally struggled with addiction or mental health, yet it has been such a massive component of my life, my entire most of my life. And a big part of that is my sister has struggled with mental health for a very, very large portion of my life. So to see that kind of firsthand and live through that for so many years and like completely really understand it for what it really, I feel like specifically mental health is such a misunderstood topic. And it's like, it's so hard to even explain it or explain why it's portrayed wrong until you've lived through it.
Absolutely.
And I feel like even that song doesn't fully do it justice, but that was the inspiration behind it. And yeah.
You actually, while you were talking, you made me think of another, you made me think another thought, obviously. Since I feel the same way, I haven't dealt with it personally, but I do know a ton of acquaintances and friends and family members that have gone through mental health issues as well. Mm-hmm. And I guess what I would ask you is, for those that are watching that haven't dealt with it directly, but are dealing with it kind of outside of themselves and their friends, how would you encourage them, or what advice would you give them to help walk through it without taking it on to themselves? Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you're saying. I feel like that's something that I kind of developed early on in my life, where I just kind of, it was almost like instinctually, just to protect myself, learned to still care about problems in people, but understand that at a certain line, I'm separate from it. Yeah. And that can't, pierce through me. And I think that the only advice I would really give is that if it doesn't happen naturally, you kind of need to go through that therapeutically. I feel like if it doesn't come to you from the universe, that's just a skill that naturally starts blossoming to protect you. You need to see a professional to understand how to organize your caring. Yeah, separate them. You know what I mean? Not completely be like, it's not me, I don't care. You're helpful, you're caring, but I am me and you are you,
Yes, no, it's you just gave me goosebumps, because it's something that you kind of constantly have to remind yourself of, because each situation is different and each person, whatever they're dealing with, is different. It took me a minute to understand that, and it's a beautiful thing that you know that right now, because help you through this life. So I'm very happy that you know that. I was just wondering if there's anything else you wanted to say to the lovely, whoever's watching, because I know adults will be watching this too. Anything you'd like to say, promote, girl, give it to them. Let them know.
I think that the main thing that I want to say is that it's okay to really hate what's happening right now. It's okay to be like, damn, this really sucks. And it's, obviously there are people going through way worse right now, but we're all human and we all still are not liking this time. But it's important to also know the separation between that and understanding that there are bigger problems, but also being okay with your own complaints, but not letting your complaints dominate your life. Yeah. And just remember, especially in this time more than ever, that you're in complete power, no matter what that little subconscious, stupid little, I hate you, that girl in our brain or guy, whatever they may tell you is wrong. You are in control. You are in complete control. And don't ever let them tell you that you aren't, especially in this time.
Yes, you better preach, girl. I love it. What? Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I know that you have a song that you're going to be singing for all of us, which I cannot wait for. Can you please introduce your song for us?
Yes, I'm going to be singing one of my favorite songs that I've released recently called You're So Beautiful. It's a very happy song, so hopefully it can, lighten up the quarantine mood.
Yes, share it with the world. I love it. We need some sunshine all the time. I love it.
Yes.
Lori's sadness pouring out. Don't you look right at me now. Is it you or are the lights getting brighter in the night? Let's get coffee at a vibe spot. We can sit around, hey, I talk a lot, but you're so chill, you keep it cool. I am not, I'm such a fool. Damn, you're so beautiful, and don't you know it? Don't you, don't you, don't you, don't you, yeah. Damn, you're so beautiful, and don't you know it? Don't you, don't you, 'cause I think you do. Walking along but not saying a thing. Let's sit down and think of what we could be. If you wanted to say something, you would say, promise me. Walking lightly to my surprise, falling over the fear of looking in your eyes. But now I'm questioning, I caught you looking at me. Damn, you're so beautiful, yeah. You've gotta know it. You've got to. Don't you, yeah, yeah. Damn, you're so beautiful, and don't you know it? Don't you, 'cause I think you do. And who do you think you are? And who do you think you are? Messing with my eyes, making me overthink my lines. I think I'm falling blind. And who do you think you are? And who do you think you are? Not looking back to say goodbye. Is it all in my mind? I think it's all in my mind. But damn, you're so beautiful, and don't you know it? Don't you, come on. Don't you, oh, damn, you're so beautiful, yeah. And don't you know it, yeah. Don't you, 'cause I think you do. Yeah, I think you, I know you do.